In a few hours, you'll be running in slow motion through a flower-filled meadow, crying tears of joy at the sight of a butterfly, while your back screams in agony, as if it's still carrying the weight of the heavens. But hold on, for now, you're just standing there, holding up the sky, like you have been for the past 3,000 years. You open your eyes, but there's a problem. You're Atlas, the titan condemned by Zeus to hold up the heavens for all eternity. Your eyes open. Not that it makes any difference. The view is the same as yesterday, and the day before, and the last 37,000 consecutive days. Your shoulders support not the earth globe, as sculptors like to portray, but the celestial vault itself, the firmament that separates sky from earth. You're basically a meat pillar, suffering full time. The first sensation of the day is the same as always: pain. Not regular pain, the kind you take medicine for and it goes away. This is pain as ancient as the mountains, as deep as Tartarus, where your Titan brothers were thrown. Actually, sometimes you envy them. At least in Tartarus, they can sit down. You try to move your neck. A crack echoes across the edge of the world. It's not a good crack, the relieving kind. It's the type of crack that would make a chiropractor cry in despair. If I were you, I would have asked for a chair before challenging Zeus. But apparently, nobody consulted you about ergonomics during the Titanomachy. Hours pass. Or is it minutes, days? When you've been standing in the same spot for millennia, time loses a bit of its meaning. The sun rises on your left, crosses the sky you're holding, and sets on your right. Every single day. No holidays, no time off, no 13th salary. Zeus really invented corporate slavery before it was trendy. You watch a cloud pass slowly by. It's the same cloud from yesterday. You're sure of it because it's shaped like a goat. You named her Gertrude 2,000 years ago. Gertrude is your only friend. Sometimes she changes shape a little and you get excited. But then she goes back to looking like a goat, and the disappointment is crushing. The boredom is so profound that you started counting stars. 742,312. Then you subtracted the ones that exploded over the centuries. Nothing like watching a supernova to break up the monotony of a Tuesday. And then, when you'd already accepted this would be another day identical to all the others, you hear footsteps. Someone is climbing the mountain. Your heart races. A visitor. The last person who showed up was a lost shepherd 300 years ago. You had a wonderful 40-second conversation before he ran away, screaming about monsters. The figure emerging from the rocks is muscular, in an almost offensive way. It's Hercules, the guy who kills monsters for breakfast. You immediately feel excitement about having company and mortal envy of those arms that clearly can move freely. Hercules explains the situation. He needs the golden apples from the garden of the Hesperides. Your daughters, by the way. And since you're the only one who knows where it is and how to get the apples, he has a proposal. He'll hold up the sky while you go get the apples. Simple as that. You process the information. Someone is offering to hold your burden, temporarily of course, but still. The possibility of dropping this weight, even for a few minutes, makes your eyes water. Or is that sweat accumulated over 3 millennia? Hard to say at this point. The transfer is done with surgical care. Hercules positions himself, raises his arms, and you slowly let the weight of the firmament slide from your shoulders to his. The hero groans. His legs tremble. He clearly didn't expect it to be this heavy. I could have warned him, but honestly it was more fun to watch his face. And then it happens. The weight leaves your shoulders. For the first time in 3,000 years, you're not carrying anything. The sensation is indescribable. It's as if someone removed the very concept of gravity from your body. You're light, free, your arms fall to your sides, and you realize you don't remember what it's like to have arms that aren't raised. The position feels wrong, alien. Your muscles scream in confusion, not knowing what to do with this sudden freedom. You take a single step forward, and immediately your back explodes in a pain that makes the previous one seem like a relaxing massage. Turns out your muscles spent 3 millennia locked in the same position. They weren't prepared for movement. Every vertebra in your spine seems to be having an emergency meeting to discuss this absurdity. But you don't care. The pain is different now. It's a pain of movement, of change, of possibility. You take another step, and another. Your legs vaguely remember how walking works. It's strange, it's wonderful, it's agonizing. All 3 things at once. You start descending the mountain. Every step is an adventure. Rocks you've looked at for centuries from above are now beside you, tangible, real. You can touch them. You touch a rock just because you can. It's a normal rock, gray, nothing special. You almost cry. The world below is too noisy. There are birds singing, wind blowing, leaves rustling. You spent so much time in the silence of the top of the world that you'd forgotten sound existed in such variety. A cricket makes noise somewhere, and you startle as if it were a military attack, and then you see it. There, perched on a wildflower, a butterfly, blue and black wings, delicate as petals, beating slowly in the warm afternoon air. A common butterfly, the kind that exists by the millions in the world, but you haven't seen a butterfly in 3,000 years. Up there, at the edge of the world where you live, butterflies don't reach. It's too high, too cold, too desolate. You stop, completely still. The pain in your back disappears for an instant, replaced by something you haven't felt in so long you almost don't recognize it. Wonder. The butterfly beats its wings once, twice. It takes flight and passes right in front of your face, so close you feel the air move. Tears stream down your face, real tears. You're crying over a butterfly. If your Titan brothers could see you now, they'd probably laugh. But they're in Tartarus and you're here, free for 5 minutes, crying tears of joy before a common insect. Life has these ironies. Speaking of exclusive things only some privileged people have access to, did you know there's a place where some mortals can see stories others will never see? That's right. It's almost like being an Olympian god, but without having to deal with Zeus. Members of the Pantheon Immortal have access to videos and shorts that simply don't exist for the rest of the world. Exclusive content? Just for them. If you think seeing a butterfly after 3,000 years is special, imagine having access to stories most people don't even know exist. But anyway, that's for mortals to figure out. You have apples to fetch. The garden of the Hesperides is farther than you remembered, or your legs are weaker than you thought. Probably both. Every step is a negotiation between your will to continue and your muscles begging for mercy. The pain in your back returns with full force, as if wanting to make up for that moment of peace with the butterfly. You reach the garden. Your daughters, the Hesperides, look at you with a mixture of surprise and horror. 3 millennia without a bath, without a haircut. You're basically a cosmic beggar at this point. The apples are collected, golden, shining, smelling of possibility and divine power. You hold them in your hands and realize you need to go back. You need to deliver these apples to Hercules. You need to take the weight back. The realization hits you like Zeus's. Lightning. You don't have to go back. Hercules is there, holding up the sky. He can keep holding it. You could just leave, start a new life, see more butterflies. The temptation is immense. Your feet refuse to move toward the mountain. Your mind is already planning everything. A sunny cabin, a small garden, a life where you can sleep lying down. But then you look back at the distant mountain, and you remember your punishment. Zeus didn't just punish you with the weight of the sky. He punished you with the impossibility of abandoning your post. If you don't return, the firmament falls. Everything ends. And as miserable as your existence is, you're still not ready for nothingness. Besides, the pain is becoming unbearable. Your body, conditioned to carry weight for millennia, doesn't know how to function without it. It's as if every muscle is asking where the load is, where the purpose is, where the familiar pain that at least made sense is. You go back. Every step toward the mountain is heavier than the last, not because of the sky, but because of the choice. You're choosing the prison, choosing the eternity of suffering, choosing to be a pillar again instead of a person. Hercules is exactly where you left him, sweating like a pig, shaking like a leaf, clearly regretting every decision that led him to that moment. He sees you coming with the apples, and the relief on his face is almost offensive. You could have taken longer, should have taken longer. The exchange is done again. You resume your position, raise your arms, and the weight of the firmament descends onto your shoulders like an old acquaintance. The pain changes. It's no longer the pain of movement, of freedom, of possibility. It's the usual pain, familiar, almost comfortable if pain could be comfortable. Hercules takes the apples, thanks you briefly, and leaves, just like that, without looking back, without promising to visit, without acknowledging that you just had the only moment of freedom in the last 3 millennia. For him, it was just another job. For you, it was everything. The following hours are the worst you've ever lived. And look, you've lived a long time. The memory of the butterfly haunts you. The sensation of steps on grass, of wind on your face, of choice. You had a taste of freedom, and now you need to return to prison, knowing exactly what you're missing. The sun begins to set. Gertrude, your goat-shaped cloud, passes slowly across the sky. You watch her with new eyes now. She's not just a cloud. She's your cloud. The only thing that changes, even if minimally, in your unchanging existence. Night falls. The stars appear, one by one, the same as always. You won't sleep because Titans don't need sleep, but you will enter that state of semi-consciousness that's the closest to rest you can get. Tomorrow will be the same as today. Eternity stretches before you like an endless corridor. But now you have something you didn't have before. The memory of a blue and black butterfly, the sensation of grass under your feet, and the certainty that if Hercules shows up again, you'll accept immediately. Not for the apples, but for 5 more minutes of freedom. I'll end this narrative here with a single observation. There are prisons made of stone, and there are prisons made of responsibility. Atlas is trapped in both, but perhaps the worst prison is the one you choose to return to, knowing exactly the weight you'll carry. Good night, Atlas. Tomorrow, the sky will still be there, waiting for you, as it always has been, as it always will be.